Greetings, exiles, and I continue my journey. Wow. My first nameless seer. New game, but old scam. Sag. Let's check out the other mechanics now. I'll start with the expedition. Overall, it's not a bad mechanic because it's fast and because it's an additional source of rare monsters, which are the main source of loot in this game. I managed to craft a ring like this though. And all in all, it's not a bad start. A few exalted slams, and I have a new upgrade. However, the expedition craft is very weak. But I'll come back to the expedition later. Now let's move on to ritual. I'm a big fan of ritual in the Path of Exile, but in this game, ritual is just awful. And it's not because it has really bad rewards or because the monsters give very little tribute. It's all about the specific design of the maps. It's just corridors and small rooms with obstacles. And it's just a disaster. Very frustrating gameplay when you only have one portal. Wow. A whole exalted orb. Good bait, but ritual is a pass for me. Well, breach. It's very good and it's one of the best and profitable mechanics in the game, even after the developers reduced the monster density of breach encounters. Alright, enough yapping. Let's sell some of the items I found. And buy some upgrades for my build. Pretty good armor. I also bought a pair of gloves like this. I believe that this is a very strong unique item that greatly increases the damage of any build and which is very cheap. While I was making this video, the price of these gloves has increased significantly and divine orbs have also increased in price. Inflation has gotten to this game as well. Sag. Anyway, very good gloves and I recommend you to try them because Decimating Strike is a very strong ability. Speaking of which, this is a Witch Hunter ability that any class can get if they sacrifice a glove slot. For me it was a game changer. Another game changer is Wind Dancer and changing my skill tree. Now it looks like this and it has a lot of skill nodes with evasion. And evasion is a very strong mechanic in this game. Right now I have a 72% chance to evade with a Wind Dancer. Also if I use dodge it will be even higher. Now it's much easier to play and it feels like I'm playing a different game or some easy mode. Nice tink. It's time for some serious shopping. I need a new crossbow. Something like this. Wow. That's a pretty big damage boost. With a weapon like this, you can go to the red maps. Oh yeah. A good gun solves almost any problem and Path of Exile 2 is no exception. If you quickly kill monsters then the game becomes much easier and most importantly more fun. Although Voltaic Grenades has a little feature, namely that we deal damage with a slight delay and frankly this kind of gameplay is not for everyone and so far I haven't figured out if I like it. Now I need a new pair of boots. And a new amulet. Exalted Slam. And I got a guide on how to quickly earn 50 Exalted Orbs. But anyway, I need a new amulet. And anointment. Or whatever it's called in Path of Exile 2. You know what I mean. My character is now level 85 with cool new gear. I think this is the perfect time for the third trial. Acolyte is so cool and strong that he doesn't need additional ascendancy nodes. Let's try Ultimatum because Sanctum is long and tedious. Whatever, screw Ultimatum and that boss. We're going to Sanctum. Ultimatum and Sanctum are the horsemen of the apocalypse and will soon be joined by their third brother, namely Trial of the Ancestors. Just what this game needs. And don't get me wrong, They are pretty interesting and fun mechanics when you have a special build for them. But if you have a normal build, these fun mechanics turn into torture. And if you are a hardcore gamer who wants more challenges, then this won't be a problem for you. But if you're a casual gamer who just wants to get your ascendancy points and make your character a bit stronger, then I have some bad news for you. And in my opinion, throwing players into the pitfalls of Ultimatum and Sanctum is not a good decision by the developers. But anyway, I finished Sanctum and got into the Breach. Pretty useless skill, I won't lie to you. But it has one feature. We can add other buffs to it that require spirit, and we don't need additional spirit. Free buffs are always a good thing. Although it's probably a bug, but for now we'll just assume it's a feature. Just a little compensation. Since we don't have POB, I want to show you my skill and support gems. So if you are interested in this build, just press pause to check them out in more detail. And a few words about crafting in Path of Exile too. Many say that it is not there, but I don't think so. First, find a suitable base. Use the essence. A little luck. Some slams and a nice ring is ready. It's just like in the Path of Exile. Just stop being unlucky. But all jokes aside, I still have to finish my Atlas. Let's do it. Wow. Now that's a real tink. 6 links is just what I need. But I've decided not to use it just yet. Maybe I'll sell it later so I can buy something more useful. So I'll just let it sit in my stash for now. The Atlas is ready. It took quite a while, frankly speaking. Now it's time to think about how I'm going to earn currency. At the moment there is not a lot of choice, and I decided to go with Expedition. Quite fast and easy activity. Here comes the first pinnacle boss. Let's try to kill him. Easy. Pinnacle bosses with one portal is a pretty interesting experience, but it was fun anyway. Sort of. Like I said earlier, expedition crafting looks very weak, but we can always sell those coins and artifacts to other desperate players. Not the best earnings, but I've accumulated some currency, and that means it's time for upgrades. I bought a belt like this one, which will increase our DPS significantly. Yep, that's pretty good. In reality, our damage will be even higher because our lightning damage is lucky, and that means we will have more max rolls for damage. I think that with the new belt I can try to kill the expedition boss again, but this time on a higher difficulty. Easy. No way. Svalin. With a max roll. Now I'm rich. And again. On the third difficulty. No lucky drop this time. And more points for my expedition tree. Nice. Also, we have no problems with high-level maps. It's certainly not the fastest build with lightning speed and 1 billion DPS. But it's pretty good. Most of the time we just use our grenades to kill trash enemies. For rare monsters, I use shockburst rounds if I need more damage. Also, shockburst rounds are our main source of damage in the boss battles. Sometimes I use emergency reload for additional damage boost as long as I don't forget about it. As you can see, I have only 3 buttons on my panel, just what I need for my cat's paws. I really like this build. We have some damage, survivability, and it's quite nice to play with this build. But as I said earlier, because I use voltaic grenades, our damage is delayed and sometimes it's annoying, especially with fast enemies. Maybe 6 links with AoE gem will fix this problem, but I'm not ready to spend my perfect jeweler's orb yet. Especially considering the fact that I don't know how I want to improve this build further. I'll definitely use a crossbow with lightning skills because it's a pretty strong combo. And on the skill tree we have a lot of strong nodes for lightning damage. But maybe I'll swap out grenades for a more convenient skill. Also, I need a 4th trial, and maybe I will try to do Respect to CI and Energy Shield because in theory it will give me more survivability. Well, and don't forget about patches, buffs and nerfs from the developers. Maybe they will change something in the new patch and it will be a new vector of my character. But all this will be in the 3rd part. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. Thank you all for watching and commenting. I appreciate it. Also, I will be very grateful for your likes and subscription. Bye everyone, and see you in the new video.